we've given a lot of power away to other people, to the system, to the government, to money. We think all this other stuff is like either not the way we want it to be, or it's causing us to do something that we don't want to be doing, or it's making us be, it's like, oh my gosh, we're so confused. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Christina. If you're new here, welcome. This is an Earth Magic reading. It's a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't resonate, it's not for you. Okay, let's see what the point is today. Vulnerability. I feel like I did this card actually, so I'm gonna pull a different one. I for sure did that card already, and this is the video link to it, so check that out. I get really like vulnerable in terms of like really kind of bearing myself in terms of where I had been and what the points where I was facing. And yeah, it was very me being very vulnerable. Cool. So here is the card. Power, lightning. What is this? So what comes up for this card first is the point of power, but how are you using that power? How are you using your power? I recently feel like in the last couple of years, this is the story, okay guys? The last few years I came into my power in terms of I had really let go of a lot of my insecurities and the self-judgments and the self-doubts and the points that I had in relation to myself that kept me very diminished. And I used to care a whole lot what people thought about me. And I used to care about what I was doing in life and what other people thought about that and how life thought about that, and if I was going to be judged and if I was going to be damned and if it was right, if it was wrong with my, like I had all this fucking shit going on constantly. And then slowly over time in a process that I had walked, I started shutting all that stuff down. And then I finally like hit a point where I realized, oh wow, caring what other people think is like me abdicating my power. Let me bring my power back. I was just like doing all these things where, especially becoming a mother and going through the moments of challenge that I've gone through since becoming a mother, I have really stepped into my power and realized my power. And it's not even like it's, initially when you think you're without something and then you now have access to it, it's like, oh, I have my power back. I have this like strength and this will and this like potent thing. But it's like, when you realize it's just naturally who you are, it's just a natural thing. There's nothing like big or, like abnormal, or like, it's not unusual to feel powerful and to feel certain and to feel like you know who you are and other people don't influence you or other people can't, sway you. Like it, to feel really certain and solid and stable within yourself, that's a powerful thing to experience. And you realize, that's my power. I have power here. And then but the point that's coming up here is like, how are you using that power? How are you using that power? How are you using the power? Do you use your power to enforce your will on other people? Because this was like a simultaneous lesson I had to learn, was like realizing like I have a strong will and I have a strong sense of myself and I have a strong point of like self-authority, and no one's going to tell me what to do. No one's going to make me do anything I don't want to do. But that goes vice versa. Like I can't impose my will on other people. I can't tell someone else what's right for them. I can't tell someone else I know better than them for them, And so that point of using your power is you can't enforce your will on someone else. You have free will and you can express yourself how you want and you can speak your mind and express yourself and do what you want to do, but you can't enforce your will on someone in terms of suggesting that someone else has to do this or can't do this or should be this way or can't be, like, none of that. You can't do any of that. It doesn't work. And so that's that point of like, your power is also in where you focus your attention and your energy. And if you're focused on what other people are doing or not doing, and you're saying they shouldn't be like this or this should be different, you're wasting your power. Because it's futile. You can't change other people. You can't change what other people think. You can only change yourself. And the minute you do, you have now an opportunity to support other people to see things differently. But like, you know, to think that we have like a point of power within us that can like change other people to fit the mold we want of them is like so delusional. And so it's just that point of like, you know, don't waste your power trying to like, you know, think that you are like this powerful thing that can fucking change anyone or move anyone. And it's like, no, you can't. You can only move yourself. You can only change yourself. You can only take responsibility for yourself. You can only expect yourself to change. And if you're expecting other people to change, you're wasting your power. Your power is in you, and every day, and what you do and how you move and how you decide to feel about yourself in life and how you decide to move every single day. And if that's not like at the forefront of your awareness and your directive, then you're wasting your power. We've given a lot of power away to other people, to the system, to the government, to money. We think all this other stuff is like either not the way we want it to be, or it's causing us to do something that we don't want to be doing, or it's making us be, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, we're so confused. Like we've gotten so confused about things. And but the cool thing is it's an easy, simple solution. Just like take it back to yourself, get back to yourself, make yourself your focus. Like make yourself the priority, make yourself the focus. If you're dissatisfied in life in any moment, you are responsible for that dissatisfaction, but it means you can cure your dissatisfaction. You can do something about it. You're empowered to do something. You have the power to change. So, you know, I think that this card is just learning maybe how to yield your power and how to direct it and not waste it and not squander it and not think that you can change something you can't change. Yeah, so it's just learning how to direct your power, how to direct yourself, how to direct your focus so that you're not giving your power away to something that you have no control over. I think that's the very simple essence point of all of this, down to its very core point, is that you have no control over other people. Okay, what's the saying? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Other people, I can't change other people. The world, you can't change the world. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. I can't change necessarily external conditions, other people, how people treat me, how the world treats me. Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change and the wisdom. No, what is it? God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can. What can you change? Yourself. And what happens when you change yourself? Everything changes. And everything has the potential to change, and everything has the potential to learn from your change. This is the thing. Everyone wants to change the world. The world needs to be changed. The world is not good. The world needs to be different. No, there's nothing wrong with the world. The world is a reflection of you. So if you change you've just changed the world. Oh, it's like such a simple point. So change yourself. Have enough courage to be different in relation to other people, to be different in relation to the eyes of the system, to be different in relation to like how you relate to life and actual human beings and everyday living and how you're interacting with the world. Are you a ball of sunshine for this world, or are you a fucking dark, depressing vampire sucking the life from this world? Like that, it's like a simple point. Either this way, you're either giving life to something or you're taking life. So just, that's the power you have. That's the power. Also, we're either growing and expanding and becoming life, or we're contracting and you know, like closing in on ourselves and taking other people with us. So yeah, it's just knowing our power, knowing who we are and how to direct that power and for forces of good, you know? Okay, let's read the book definition. Lightning, power. We see power all around us. It's in the mountains, meadows, and clouds. In fact, in every expression of nature, yet there isn't a more dramatic display of nature's power than lightning. It electrifies and splits the atmosphere such that when the heated air comes rushing together, we hear thunder, the applause of the gods. Lightning sharpens our senses and triggers fear and awe. We see those forked beams of brilliant light jump from the sky, and our instinctual vigilance is triggered in anticipation of the roar that follows. We naturally seek shelter from the storm or are grateful that we are already being sheltered. This demonstration of the power of creation is yet another way to remind us that we are not in control of the natural world. When we witness nature's power with open hearts and minds, we see that it is neither destructive nor constructive. It simply is. The power available to you, the force of life itself, is neutral. It is neither inherently good or bad. It is how you utilize it that will determine whether it is ultimately harmful or life-giving and congruent with the will of spirit that pulses through you. What is required is awareness of your intention, your values, and your willingness to act on them under the particular circumstances of your inquiry. Although you may see yourself as using this power for good, do not allow yourself to be caught up by the duality of good or bad in determining your decision or actions. Through prayer or ceremony, you can tap into this spiritual force, and by paying close attention to Spirit's prompting, your choice will ultimately be revealed to you at one that is beyond your typical perspective. From there, you can continue to access the divine power that is the very force driving the universe. This is something I realized also in relation to power being neutral, or our divinity, or our spirit, or our connection to God, to all that is. It's neutral from the perspective of it's unconditional. You can literally be anyone you need to be in a moment, and it is like unconditionally understood and accepted and valued as a part of existence, as a part of whole. There's nothing outside of God. There's nothing outside of life, right? Everything is of God. And even if we define it as not acceptable or not good, it doesn't change the fact that it exists. And so it has a function and a purpose that is serving what is best for all. And that's how I see it anyway. And that really helps me to express myself and to move in my life in a way that's so unconditional. If I want to do something that normally I would say that that's bad, I shouldn't do that. It's like that fucking judgment and an idea of morality is so bullshit. I shouldn't be moving from a point of should or shouldn't. I am rather more supported when I'm moving from a point of this is what I want to do. This is what's natural to me. This is what I'm inclined to do, and it's okay. And there's unconditional acceptance, unconditional embracing, unconditional understanding, unconditional forgiveness, unconditional compassion. You know, like when we're moving from this point of like, I'm right and other people are wrong, we're just playing into the polarity design that keeps people split and in separation and in conflict. There is no right or wrong. No one's right or no one's wrong. Everyone just is. Life is meaningless until we give it meaning. How do you want to define life? Anyways, couple rantings there, but I hope this makes sense. Hope some points came through that are value to you. If you have any perspective you'd love to share, I would love to hear it. So please comment in the section below. And otherwise, thanks for walking with, and see you next time.